We just got done touring in Europe. We did a tour with Napalm Death and Dismember. Yeah, it was a pretty cool tour. It was like 52 shows or something. We were there for quite a while. We came home, had like 4 or 5 days off before we started this U.S. tour. And this one's going to last until July, August, September to the beginning of September. So it's a couple months here too.
You going to be hitting upstate New York at all? We heard you were already in Buffalo. But you going anywhere up by Albany or New York City or something?
Yeah, we played New York City. We played the Ritz in New York City. We played Buffalo. I think that's the only 2 New York shows we have.
What do you think about death metal in the future? Do you think it can get any heavier?
I think a lot of bands are taking things to the extreme as it is. I don't know how much heavier it can actually get, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I think bands can get better with what they're doing. The secret to the music isn't just being as heavy as possible, but keeping a certain amount of likeness to the music too. A couple of some real meaty rhythms and stuff like that. Mixing up slow and fast, and there's a lot of work we can do to make things better, just not necessarily heavier. Keeping things as heavy as we can do. It was probably somewhere like around '83 or something. We first started jamming or just hanging out. As we started off as Executioner, we never really planned on being a band or anything. We just really like to get together and jam in the garage. Like I said, that's when we started writing our own songs. They weren't anything special, and they weren't anything great. But we started to write things. From the bat, we never really did cover songs. We did a couple Celtic Frost and Phantom Song or whatever. But we like to write our own music. And as we went along, our style and our songs, grew up with us a little bit. And we eventually got the record deal with Roadrunner, and Slowly Ride came out in like '86. So it took us a while before we got that first record out. It was like it was a real record company. What happened was we recorded 2 songs, Find Your Eyes and Like the Dead, and they got put on that compilation record called Raging Death. That's how Roadrunner found out about us. They heard those 2 songs.
How do you like working with Scott Burns?
Scott Burns is the coolest dude in the world, man. He just makes things so easy for us, and so comfortable in the studio there. He's more like another brother than he is just a producer. Slowly Rot was the first record he ever produced. It was also the first record we ever did. So, from that point in time, we kind of developed a special relationship there, and it's kind of neat. Yeah, we all went to school together. We even all worked at the same job for a while. So, we've been together for a while, and I think that's one of our strong points also, is we all grew up together. And
you're all still all the original.
Yeah, that's another point there. After we were getting ready to gear up to go into the studio to do the Ghost Death record, our guitar player Alan West he got married, had a baby, and the whole 9 yards. So he had, all of us working full time, and then trying to write the album, getting in the studio, and then now his new wife and stuff. It was really too much for him. So he took some time off. So we went in the studio and we did it without him, and we got James Murphy to play the solos on the record. After the record was done, the tour was set up and stuff like that, and we went ahead and took James on tour with us. Now that everything's settled, we got Al back in the band, and we're happy with that. James has been in a lot of bands. He's been in Cancer, he's been in Death.
He's still in Cancer.
Asian Steel. No, not anymore. No. So he's been around a little bit. He's a nice guy. It's just kind of hard to get along with. I think he's trying to do the right now. He's doing his own album now, his own project.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's really weird stuff. I heard a little bit of it. It's pretty weird. I had an older brother that was listening to a lot of Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top and stuff like that. So I listened to a lot of that as I was growing up.
You have any advice for small bands starting out?
Not really. I guess the most important thing for any band starting out is to try to be real original with what you're doing. There's a lot of bands coming out nowadays that kind of sounds a little bit or a lot like other bands. And, it's just, it's best to, be original with what you're doing. Stay in the garage for a longer period of time. and write songs and try to take their time with it and develop their own sound and their own style. They have a tendency to get together, write songs, put out a demo tape, and immediately expect to have major results there when they need to stay home longer. Just make songs, write songs, listen to them, see what you don't, see what you do like about them, see what your friends like about them, and just take your time with it. Obituary took a long time to find their sound and their style. The songs we wrote when we first started weren't like the songs that were on our first record. It was a lot different. And, it's just important to take your time with it.
Was it true that Alan Rush started Massacre?
Yeah, I think so. It was yeah, Massacre's I guess some good stuff. When we were Executioner, we actually played a show with Massacre. We opened for them in some place out in city in Florida or something. It was funny because we were all just in high school and stuff like that. So,
is there any original members of Massacre? Was there who started it?
Yeah, I think Billy Andrews was there when they first started. I listened to death metal. I listened to a lot of stuff. Still do, Leonard Skinner, ZZ Top, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I listened to tons of stuff. There's a bunch of them. I like,
We think of DSI.
DSI's cool. We just played with them in Milwaukee Metal Fest, so it's really cool. They don't bother me at all. We're not a satanic band, but there's bands like Morbid Angel and DSI and stuff like that, which they go about and do things the way they like to do it, which is fine with me. One thing I do hate is people trying to stop them from doing what they want to do. It's none of their business. Freedom of speech kind of deal. So I think it's perfectly cool. Obituary's not a band that has a great message or whatever. We just like the music and the power behind it. So I think people should all do whatever they want to do. And the people that are trying to stop them are the people that got a problem.
I think Metallica's new album.
Yeah, I really like Metallica, man. I think they've been doing a good. They've been together for a long time, and it's a hard thing to do. You're with somebody so much. As bands trying to stay together. I think they just wrote constantly good albums. For a long time now. It's not as heavy as they used to be. So hopefully one day they'll come back to a heavier type of music like they used to be. But I'm not gonna slag them for what they've been doing. I think they're doing a good job.
Sepultura. How do they pronounce Sepultura or Sepultura?
Sepultura.
Sepultura. Yeah.
Yeah. For the longest time we were same thing with Celtic Frost. When we first heard them. It's like Celtic Frost or Celtic Frost, or we didn't know what the hell it was. Sepultura is when we first heard it.
I figure Sepultura sounds better.
Sepultura or something like that. We toured with Sepultura and Sadist. It was super cool tour, man. They're the nicest guys. I first met Max a long time ago when they recorded Beneath the Remains record. They came to Morris Sound, and he did his vocals, and I did some backups on Beneath the Remains. So we've known him for a long time, and we finally got to tour with him last year. And it was super great. I see no reason why bands have to tour with just their type of music, have an all death metal night, and even now we have Agnostic Front with us, which kind of breaks things up, and I think it's really cool. Have a couple death metal acts, and then Agnostic comes on and changes things around a little bit, and then we can come back out and go back to the death metal a little bit. So I think it'd be really cool to have a tour with, bands. This is John Tardy from Obituary, and you're watching GNTV.
It's good.
Yeah, that's good. And a thrown heart.
I think Bud's had a few too many tonight too, huh?
Yeah.
Good night. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Talking
sir.
to me. I really
See you
appreciate
guys.
it, man.
Sorry to keep you up so late. Oh, come on, dude. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's run this.